Hello everyone, Kenty Tiger here with Bengali Engineering and Play. We are back in Space Engineers, continuing on with the Survival Series 2. We are kind of at the point where I think we're going to start assembling stuff. So one of the things I did off screen, and this was mostly because it's just tedious work, I finished all 4 of the cargo pod assemblies, doing all the renumbering on all of those guys. I rebuilt the scaffolding junction specifically to accommodate. I think I did that, at least a portion of that on the screen. And then I started attaching all of these cargo pod assemblies. So one of the concepts I had was I wanted to put a reasonably large solar array, and this seemed the logical place to do it. So a couple things happened, most of them not so good. For anybody who's actually built a very large solar array, you know this becomes a function of how powerful your computer is, really, to put it mildly. So in my case, I ran it all the way out to the edges, right, almost up to the connectors, and did it all the way around. And I started having this the stuttering thing, and so it would run for 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Oh, excuse me. And then stop and freeze, and sometimes it would be 5-6 seconds before it would come back. Sometimes it would do the white screen and then come back. The good news is it always came back, but it was doing that freezing, every 30-45 seconds, and then it was stuck for anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds. So definitely working hard, and I've experienced that before when it came to I built a just ridiculously large solar panel. I think it was 50 blocks radius, and it was really silly. But I wanted to see, hey, can we do this? What will happen if I do this? So anyway, what I decided to do, rather than really fight with it, is go ahead and shrink the solar array down. I put it all the way down to the second cargo pod, and it was very, very small, and of course the stuttering went away. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and increase out to the third cargo pod, and let's see what happens. So while I know there is a slight performance hit here, just because of this thing, it really did settle down quite a bit. So I'm glad for that. The array isn't as big as I wanted it to be, but performance being performance, I think it's a sacrifice. So one of the things I need to do here, I've rotated this around. I've added a little bit of base here, so I added this flooring in, because ultimately, if we look under here, there's actually a lot of floor exposed. So having these just right on the grates, I don't think would work very well. We have the 2 elevators. Sorry. Did not sleep well last night. And so we have elevator 1 here, and then elevator 2. Or sorry, elevator 3. So of course I don't think I can, nope, can't get through there. Had to try. So this is the elevator one side, and I know that because, so this is airlock 1. So what I'm going to do, this is a block that is one outside of the elevator, so I'm going to do, so I know that's on the elevator, and this is the elevator one side, which means I'm going to paste it right there. So B, still looking good, and I know I am now in the block. All right. Okay, I think go ahead and do a quick save right before I do that, and here we go. Click, and then we'll wander up here and see if we indeed connected that in. And yes, it did. All right, so the thing that I have left, as you can see here, is really just to continue the base down. So it's really just kind of the matter of figuring that out, and I think I can do that by way of turning on my mirroring. So we have, this is the one downside to working with scaffolding all the time, is not knowing what all of this looks like. So back to my orange, tiger orange. That has an angle on it. So there and there. This one there. I think it's still stuttering a bit here. Just trying to see what this is doing here. So this is a 7, which is actually that right there. I think so. I could put that one there, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and put
low energy.
that one there, which I think will look pretty nice. things up a little bit more. I'm going to turn this around like this. So we'll basically make that corner into something a little more fancy. Do that here, and then I just need to look and see. Alright, so this is we'll do a 7, we'll flip this, we'll take out this one, we'll rotate and take out that one, and then this here becomes that one. Alright, so I think I have all my angles well and good now. Yep, and that should have mirrored all the way around. Alright, so that's the base, which now turns into the station tower. The last thing I'm going to do here is mostly for aesthetics. The piece here, so we're going to turn off the mirroring. There's no real reason to do this. But I needed to. That's not what I wanted. I wanted that one. There was the two conveyor systems that come out on the sides because I redirected them. Those of course came straight up to the top. So when I was planning on putting this thing down, it was like, okay, what am I going to do with this? So let me go ahead and just divert them and run them out to the side, and I'll put connectors on. So will anything ever connect onto these? Probably not. But either way, it's there. So connector 13 is cargo, solar, fuel, ice. Okay, so pretty straightforward there. We're gonna go ahead and turn that on. We're going to grab everything because I just put those two connectors on there. So turn that back off. The other connector here in this case is the same thing. So cargo, solar, and this is full in. We're going to go ahead and change this because my fuel ice designator actually does not have a space, so fuel ice. Alright, now we have a bunch of LCDs here that are pretty much everywhere, and so we have the system sign LCDs and then the rest of the LCDs that are out here on the station. Excuse me. Can basically be deleted. So once everything is put together, then they can be deleted. All right. So the question now is what to do next. So we have the top of the tower here, the top of the space station, and my inclination, of course, is to tip this thing 90 degrees sideways so it is, in fact, pointed towards
No energy.
the sun. So what I'm going to do is put it right on that. We will go ahead and do a delete. We'll get ourselves pointed at the sun and do a Control V. We'll tip this thing. And then paste. So while not exactly perfect, we probably will be able to observe that these all go to 4 bars. Yep. Which is what I wanted. So from here is really to figure out what all do I want to do as far as really just progress and putting everything together. Now, here's one of the problems. I am a bit limited because the elevators will only go 100 blocks. So I have this tall piece here, which is actually a bit taller than 25. It's about 30. How do I know that? Because this is 25. So if I really want to get in here and count, then the elevator ends at this floor. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 to get through to the deck. So there's 33, and then let me see, we have it will be 5 to get to the center plane on this guy. Okay, so 33 plus 5 is 38. Let me roll out here to the end. So 5 equals 38. So we are at 42 to reach here. So one of the limitations that I think we're going to run into is how far down can we go? So 42 plus the center section down here. Where did it go? Where did it go? No longer here, I guess. So the challenge at this point is I may need to terminate a set of elevators either at the bottom of this or roll down, perhaps putting this guy on down to well, what would effectively be that the bottom junction, the glass junction. So let's experiment. I have all of these pieces. I hesitate putting. No, I'm gonna go ahead and rename this thing to something.
No energy.
We'll just call that station upper section. Blocks, 3,000 blocks. All right. Having done that, I can always delete and copy. That's one of the neat things about a modular modular blocks is if you screw something up, then you just delete it and recopy your blocks in. So this is so I know this up here is the top, and this is also the elevator one side. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to I'm going to copy this. We'll go down here, and we will also swing that. That's not what I want to do. There we go. Swing that to the side. I think that this is elevator 1, but just to make sure that that is indeed the case. Let me see if I can hold this in here. It does say elevator 1 shaft there, so I'm gonna go with it. So what we have to do here, I'm gonna go ahead and just get myself rotated so I can see a little bit easier. I think I discovered before that the elevator shafts themselves are what's causing me my problem here. Something about the bounding box of these guys that causes a little bit of trouble. So I'm going to paste this in right here. I'm going to delete. So this is a filler, and let me go ahead and color this correctly so I can paste it back in here. But I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to delete the one on the other side, which is this one here. So hopefully that will help me fix this whole problem. I can see that my two end pieces for the conveyors are in fact lined up color to color, which is a good thing. All right, so let's go ahead and do a Control X here, Control V, paste back in, and I can see my colors are still aligned how they should be. I want to put, bing. Okay, so the good news is we're lined up. I'm going to go ahead and left click, bing, which now secured that in. And then we will put back in our elevator piece, which is our filler piece right here. So this is one of the interesting things that I have discovered so far about the elevator. The elevator, I think, is going to be really fun, but there are little issues here and there. All right, so we were 42 to right here. We just added on to 25, so 42 and 25 is 67. So I'm getting a little close here. So what we need to do at this point is we need to find our junction glass, which is here. So we gotta paste this in. This is the top. I'm gonna roll this close to me, just so I can see. So this is airlock 3, which means it is elevator shaft 3. So we need to flip this around like this, which will then give me the other pieces. So one of the things I think we're going to discover here as well, and I have to roll this out just so I can paste it in.
No energy.
I think we're going to discover the same thing, that these elevators are going to cause me some heartache and pain. And because of that, I'm going to go ahead and delete this piece and this piece. So this should be elevator 1. Oh boy, I flipped this. Oh, maybe I didn't. Huh, how did I do that? Let me look in here and make sure I put these color to color. Yeah? Yeah, the colors seem to be fine. 3 and 3. Alright. So this is 3. And that's 1. So I need to reverse. All this. Which is fine. Alright. Go. Alright. Let's roll this up here and have a look just to make sure I'm seeing everything. So this is elevator 1. Roll this way the heck away and look at this. This should say elevator shaft 1. Alright. Whoops. Alright. I'm too close. Alright. I think that's it. We're getting a little glitchy again. Alright. So the good news is that looks like it's working. So we have the same filler pieces that we have to put back in. So then the real question mark is, what do we put at the bottom here? Do we actually terminate, in this case, terminate the elevators right here, or do we do something like, you know, mystical, magical at the bottom? So the question mark is, so I think we said 47, right? 47 to here. So if that's the case, then 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, to that center line,
No energy.
which is even with the door, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Alright, so technically, I could put on another 25, which I want to do the BRS system. So let me get myself aligned here and make sure I know what side. So this is the elevator 3 side. So this is the bottom or the top. Yeah, this is the top. So we have to delete that and delete this and this is my elevator 3 side. So see what this is. See, this is the elevator 3. So let's go ahead and paste. That's my elevator 3. Us sneak over and up. To figure out why that does not want to. It's not, there it is. Alright, so shaft 3, so let's do our last look. Airlock 3, shaft 3. Go down. Roll this in to look. Shaft 3. Alright. Okay, we're green. We are committed. Not sure what that was. So, filler, once again, into there. And in right there. Alright. So I'm trying to remember where we were at here. So we were at 47, if I remember correctly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so if we're truly at 47, I thought we were more than that. You know, we have to be more than that. We have to be at 67 here because we were at 47 at the bottom.
No energy.
42? Yeah, so 42 plus 25 is 67. Okay, so that makes a little more sense. So we're at 67 here, and then there's 5, 13. So 67 plus 13 should be 80, right? So 67 plus 3 is 70, plus 10 is 80. Yeah. So 80 at the bottom plus 25 means we're out the bottom. So oops. Not gonna work. Darn it. All right, so 80. 80, 80. So if this is 80 right there, then we really, so the very last block has to be this one. So this would be 100 right here. The other downside is that the elevator doors are in, so I don't think well, I don't know that that's true, actually. So I wonder if I should chop the top off the tower and basically make the bottom of this thing based on that. That might actually be. We might be able to do that. So we still have the station tower upper. We actually have the core upper here. So let me go ahead and flip this. And I want this thing.
No energy.
Alright. So here's what we're going to do. Well, here's what we're going to try. And it's not going to let me do that because I need power. That way over there. So what I'm going to do here is grind my way around this piece. Oh, darn, didn't want to do that one. Actually, I guess I can do that one. Yeah, we definitely. This station is going to be one of those kind of weird things that's not going to be pastable anywhere else. Alright. So the next thing I need to do is go ahead and take these pieces out. This is going to come off. This is going to come off. Alright. So, we have effectively separated out the two pieces. This one is going to go away, then that leaves this. One of the things that we will do, which is the same as we actually did on the other one, actually remove all of the glass. Oh, that is not a good thing. Alright, so one of the other things that we were doing is replacing. So I actually ended up with light armor in quite a few places. So this is black. We'll go ahead and do black there because otherwise that's going to disconnect, which I do not want to do. grinder again. Ultimately, we will fill in all of these pieces. We'll do a couple other things too, but ultimately we want to fill in these things. Okay. So we want to kind of create this this piece up top. So let me go ahead and let me see. We're using heavy armor. Here's the slope. Armor slope. So we're gonna go ahead and cheat a little bit here and. Here, and then I can turn alright, not bad. Redoing things as I go here. So we need armor block. So armor block and armor block. Alright, so this is 5 by 5, right? Get rid of these pieces. Different flavor of black, I guess. All right. Everything black, then change the couple of things over to the tiger orange. And just like we did on the bottom, light on here. But I can find the light, which is there. Alright. Oops, that's up here. Alright, so we need to expand this one more time. So the question is how to do that effectively, and I think I can do this. Oh darn it, I didn't really want to get rid of that. Oops. Let's go ahead and back to black here like we need to do. That really does need to come off. And that. So, that one. And that one. This will speed up the process quite a bit. Alright, so that's my corner piece. Corner piece, which goes all the way around, which is exactly what I wanted. Huh, does that finish right there? Huh. I think it does. 3 out to 5. Yeah, that really does finish that off. Slope. Which means putting this on. Yep, is exactly what I want to do. All right. The only other thing that I want to do, and we're going to go ahead and utilize these. Let's turn that off. This is, by convention, then one side becomes our feed for red. Like this. Alright, so that will bring those two out the side, which is exactly what we want to do. Alright, and then finally is to put the black into these corners. Slope, block, and gotta get a little closer. Block. All right. show everything here. Connector. Go ahead and copy this word here. Gatling turret. Oops. So we had changed these before to transit station, I think, which means this would actually be transit station 4. So this is actually Spire beacon, and we're going to do the same thing here. This is going to be red. Our radius is max, and our intensity is max. Just like we did at the bottom, we set the blink interval at 2 seconds. We put the blink length at 20, and I'm actually going to do a blink offset of 50%. So what this will do is it will be completely out of phase from the antenna at the far other end. So this is Spire Spare 1, and this actually, we're going to turn this off. We're going to put this back to 10,000, no broadcasting, and this is going to be antenna Spire Spare 2. And then this one actually is, do these together, not on the toolbar and not on the terminal. Alright, so there's those two. The connectors are there, the Gatling turrets, the missile Spire beacon. So we can actually put this like we did in the other is systems miscellaneous. And then off and off. Info. So this is Station Spire. You're already converted to station. This is, well, I need to add some other connectors. Let me go ahead and, we'll go ahead and do the connectors here. Might as well. So 3, we have to change colors. this is called connector spire pull in. We'll call it upper, even though this is going to be lower, but that's fine. And this one, change color, paste, come over to here, and this is Spire fuel ice. Alright, we have hidden turned off, select all, and then owner to me. And we already have a group called connectors, so we can just put that in there. We're going to leave connectors on the toolbar because they're pretty important there. They do have the possibility of inventory, so we'll leave that there, and then off. Okay, check one more time. Station Spire. Now. I suppose if I were being intelligent, then let's look at number 8 again. Gee, I think I'm done with the block there. So I actually want to do, we're going to do Tiger Orange because, and we're going to do, I don't think I can do that. Oh yeah, I can, it'll fit. So we put that one, and that one. Alright, so we'll do the simple stuff here, transfer it to me, that's a yes. Spire A. Spire B. C, D, E, and F. Oops, that's a D, sorry. And F. Okay, and like we've done so many times previously is batteries and save and then off. There we go. Alright, so now that that is done, we'll turn off hidden one more time, verify owner is me, turn that back off, and then we'll back away just a little bit from this guy so we can get a good picture. All by its lonesome in the universe. And Control B. So this should be Station Spire, which it is. Cancel. That's where it is. Oh, missing. Oh, darn it. Alright. Let me just verify one more time that my red and blue are where I think they... Oh. And paste. Sure what that was. Alright, one of the things we're doing here, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple things here, and they're going to look really strange because they'll make no sense. But we put a block there and a block there, and I'm actually going to do the same thing on the other side. There and block there. And we're wanting to be 5 up from the bottom. So that would be 5 and 2 right here. So this will have to be the very bottom. Alright. And do the same thing on this side. 3, 4, 5. Alright. So that should be 5. So this should be the absolute limit right there. So, one of the things it says you have to do is, alright, so elevator filler, I need to delete that. Let me go ahead and color these the correct way. So the filler is the filler, that's the top,
Energy
middle,
low.
and bottom. So let me figure out what this is. Alright, so the bottom will have to go there. And it says paste the elevator car 5. Cool. And we do have 1, 2, 3. Oh. A little bit fast. Wow, this is actually kind of cool. Okay, and 3 is all the way at the top. So I go through this. Go all the way. This is in tower. Top, which is actually, so the doors can be, oh, the doors can be anywhere. I don't have that one finished yet, so, oh darn. So let's go to okay, that door was pasted upside down. There's the junction. Now we're in the lower section. Other junction. And out we go. So I do need to put a platform out here. Maybe we'll put a landing pad out here. Alright, so the bottom now is right here. Elevator bottom. So we'll put that there, and then we delete that and do an elevator, and we have put in the 5 elevator, right? So there it is. So we'll go ahead and test this one. Actually, let's go ahead and just for fun, let us
Energy low.
did not do on the other side. Probably should have. That's 2 on each side. So we'll do something else with that. We're definitely not done with that. But we're gonna put that in. We're gonna delete those 2. We are going to put these pieces in. Delete. Alright, and then the final test, which is, alright, so we'll turn that off. This elevator's actually quite ingenious. Oh my goodness, I'm way over. So, elevator testing shall happen at another date. Or at least in another video. So this is Country Tiger signing off. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.